Hey there, couples. I'm in the studio with my wife, Tracy. And Tracy, what are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about our first lesson in our Marriage Basics series, and it's all about love.
Yeah, so what we've got in this series is there are 3 lessons. These are the 3 basic principles that we share with every couple in premarital. And so maybe you're using this for premarital, but we also actually come back to these principles in marriage mentoring. So these sort of provide the framework for, we think, really a healthy lifelong marriage.
A good foundation for a healthy marriage.
Yeah, and so this is the first one. It's on love. The second one is on trust, and the third one's on communication.
Right.
So let's jump into love, Tracy. What do couples need to know about love in marriage?
Yes. So the principle is love is a choice, not just a feeling. And the reason why we say that is because culturally speaking, the way you view love in our movies and books and TV shows is that love is just this overwhelming romance. It's just feelings. And so if you're a married couple and those romantic feelings start to wane over the years, then you might think, well, maybe we're not in love anymore. But the reality is that true love really is something deeper than just feelings. And that there are days in our marriage, 20 years later, where we have to make choices to say, I'm going to choose to think of you in a positive light. So I have those loving feelings towards you, even though you've frustrated me or you've hurt me.
Yeah, because I think when people get the idea that love is primarily a feeling, then what happens is at some point, inevitably, that feeling goes away.
That's right.
You don't feel the same way about that person a lot of times. You don't feel the same way. You fall. We hear this from couples all the time. I don't love them anymore.
Or we've fallen out of love.
Or we've fallen out of love.
Yeah.
And so we believe that that's based on a faulty understanding of love. Because if you understand that love is not a feeling primarily, feelings are important and they're still there.
Right.
But love is primarily a choice, then a person with that understanding wouldn't come in saying, oh, you know, I fell out of love.
Right. Yeah. So I think if you are a person that you want to get married or you are married and you're not wanting a divorce, then you really need to understand that love is about making choices every day.
Right.
Choices to think the best of your spouse, the choice to be patient, to be forgiving. Those are all choices that we make in our ability to love. And if we don't do those things and the feelings are the thing that we're using as our barometer for how well we're doing in our relationship, well, on any given day, you could be going like this. And those are couples then that say, let's just end it. This isn't fun for either of us.
Yeah, and the problem with that is if you still have that mindset going into your next marriage, then you haven't solved the fundamental problem, because everywhere you go, there you are. So you're still going to be there. It's going to
be the same pattern again.
Same pattern. That's why so many couples get married and divorced over and over and over again. So really, this video is especially great for couples who are getting ready to get married for the first time. But it's good for everybody. But if you're out there and this is your very first marriage, then I just really encourage you, remember that love is a choice, not just a feeling.
Don't just depend on your feelings to be the barometer if you have a good relationship or not. Because things happen in life and things come and go.
Yeah, in fact, we want to challenge you to think about your marriage vows, because I've done a lot of, I've performed many, many weddings, and every single marriage vow, I always make sure whether the couple writes it themselves or they get it from somewhere online, I say, listen, make sure that somewhere in there, a vow is a promise, somewhere in there that you're promising to be committed till you die, right?
Well, I mean, when you think about that's for most people who choose traditional vows in their wedding ceremony, that's what you're saying. You're talking about choosing love, like in sickness and in health, rich or poor.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not fun when your spouse is sick or when you're poor and you can't pay your bills and stuff, but you're making a commitment on your wedding day to say, whether it's good or bad, we're in this together.
Yeah, that's right. So remember, marriage is a covenant. It's not a contract. The contract is where I say, hey, if you do this, I'll do this. But that's not actually the basis of marriage. The basis of marriage is a covenant. It says, I covenant with you that I will stay faithful to you.
Yeah, I promise to be faithful.
Yeah, till the day that we die.
Right.
So couples, I encourage you, remember, love is a choice, not just a feeling. Now, that's the first principle. We believe that if you can really understand that principle, then you will have a lifelong marriage. Now, if you want a lifelong healthy marriage, make sure to check out the second video in this series, which is all about trust. And so use those questions below. Talk about this with your spouse. Talk about it with a mentor, a marriage mentoring couple, and we'll see you in the next video.